guys, it's Sammy, and today I am back to do another story time, and this story time actually doesn't have to do with my evil ex-roommate, believe it or not. This story time actually has to do with something that happened to me while I was in LA. I recently went to LA with my friends from Iowa. They flew in and we went all around LA and did a bunch of stuff, and this story time has to do with an experience I had with Postmates and Denny's while I was there. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. A tiny little bit of backstory. So I had just gotten back from Disneyland. I had been there for about 12 hours from we left the house at 9 a.m., got back at midnight, and I was starving because there was nothing at Disneyland that I could actually eat. Everyone else in my group had decided that they were gonna get Taco Bell, but the last time I had ate Taco Bell, I got food poisoning on it, so I was like, there's no way I am eating Taco Bell. Now, I am vegan, so I can't just eat anything, so there's a very limited selection of food at 1 a.m. that I can order and eat on Postmates. But the only restaurants that were on there that I really could eat on were Taco Bell, Subway, and Denny's. So I chose the best option out of all of those, which was Subway. So everyone orders their Taco Bell and it's already on its way, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be eating when no one else is eating. I got to order my Taco Bell. No, not my Taco Bell, my Subway. So I go and I order my Subway and I'm like, okay, great. And then I'm looking at my order just to make sure everything's right, everything's vegan, and then I realize I forgot to tell him what bread. And that's really important because I can't eat all of the breads at Subway. I can only eat one of them. So I'm like, great, if this guy gets it on freaking honey oat, I'm screwed. So I am refreshing the app every 5 minutes, just waiting for the Postmate guy to actually get the order, because you can't message your delivery guy or change your order until it's been accepted and the guy has picked it up. So it got accepted and I was waiting for the guy to go pick it up. It takes about 30 minutes for the guy to even get to the Subway, and at this point I don't even know if he ever actually got to the Subway. I still don't know. But after 30 minutes of waiting, the Subway cancels my order. The Taco Bell is 10 minutes away and I still don't have food. It's about 1:30 a.m. at this point, so I'm like, okay. There is one more 24-hour Subway on Postmates. I can just order from a different Subway. This Subway probably was just being weird. So I go onto the other Subway on Postmates and I order the same thing happened, and there's not an option to pick what kind of bread you want. So I'm like, okay, I have to do the same thing and wait for my delivery guy to come and order my food so I can be like, hey, by the way, don't get this, give me yeah, thanks, white bread, okay, bye. Guess what happens after 30 minutes of waiting again? The Subway cancels my order. So now I'm so hungry. I'm basically crying. I'm begging my mom, can you just take me to Walmart so I can buy some strawberries? I'm really hungry. I was at Disneyland all day and I don't want to do this, blah, 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 blah. So then I look through Postmates and I find Denny's, and if you guys don't know, Denny's veggie burger is vegan. A little tip for you, if you ever are starving and you don't care what trash you put in your body, the veggie burger from Denny's is vegan. So I was like, I'm gonna have to eat a veggie burger from Denny's? So I go onto the Postmates app and I order. Oh, you're probably wondering, why didn't you just drive and go get some food? We didn't want to drive because it took us an hour to find parking in front of our Airbnb, so yeah, okay, anyways. I ordered the veggie burger with avocado, no mayonnaise or anything, no cheese, and I placed the order on Postmates. Another 30 minutes goes by, maybe even 45 at this point. My whole group has finished eating their Taco Bell, and they cancel my order. Oh, joy. I'm having a great time on this vacation. At this point, I am trying to order a Lyft to take me to Walmart, and the closest Walmart was 45 minutes away. It was gonna be a $15 there and back Uber ride, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't. I went to Disneyland today. I spent so much money. I cannot pay $30 for a thing of strawberries from Walmart. So I convinced my mom to drive me to Denny's, and the only Denny's that is open around us is in downtown LA, next to the big train station that you get on to travel around. And I call and I'm like, hey, can I place an order for pickup? Like, I'm gonna come pick it up. And they're like, oh yeah, sure. And I place an order for my veggie burger. And they say, okay, be here in about 10 minutes. So we get in the car, we reluctantly drive down into downtown LA in the middle of the night. It's about 2 a.m. at this point, and we get to the Denny's. This is where the story gets a little weird. This is where the postmates leave the story and the hobos come in. There are a ton of homeless people just always around in downtown LA at night and in California basically all the time. And it's like nothing new. Like, I'm used to seeing homeless people everywhere. And we pull up to the Denny's and there's two homeless guys like leaning against the railing for like the handicap walk up in front of the Denny's. And I jump out of the car and my mom stays in the car with the car running so that right when I come out we can leave and run back and hopefully get our parking space back. And I try to go in the Denny's, but when I go up to the front door, the claw machine that for some reason all Denny's have in them is wheeled over to in front of the door. And I'm like, is this the right Denny's? I check on my phone, it is the right Denny's. So I open the door crack and I say, hey, I'm here to pick up an order. And this security lady that is sitting inside of the Denny's, she's eating in the Denny's. Like, she's not a security guard for the Denny's. I believe my mom said she was like a library security guard. Like, that's what her shirt said or something. I don't know. But she was sitting there and she said, I don't care. Like, she screamed back at me and I was like, okay. And then the homeless man got up from behind me, from leaning on the guardrail talking to his friend, and he tried to help me push the door open because I needed to get my food. And then when he tries to get up and push the door, the security guard inside the Denny's comes over and she pushes the like vending machine, what is it called? Claw machine, like back closer in front of the door. And she's like, you're not allowed in here, Howard. So I gathered this lady does not want to eat around homeless men. So she is blocking everyone from coming inside of the Denny's, which was great. So then I go back to the car to my mom and I'm crying and I'm just like, let's just go back to the Airbnb. I'll just starve. I don't need food. I'm bawling my eyes out and my mom's like, no, that is it. We are getting you food. This is the last straw. We've been at this for like 2.5 hours now. So my mom, we pull over to like the side of the Denny's where like the side entrance where like all the employees and like the kitchen door is. And my mom goes in and she says, I don't know what she said because, you know, my mom went in, I stayed in the car, but she told me basically like what happened from her story, telling me from the hearsay. She went in and said, hey, I need to pick up food for my daughter. The front door is locked, and then she paid for it. And that lady was just yelling at her, the library security or whatever, was just yelling like profanities at her and like being extremely rude. So my mom storms out, she hands me my veggie burger, and the whole way home she's like, oh, that woman, oh, like my mom was super like rage mom mode activated. So I went back to the Airbnb and I ate my Denny's veggie burger and passed out. And that is the story of how I was so hungry and the Postmates were evil and so was Denny's, but the homeless man was the nicest person who tried to help me open the door. Apparently his name was Howard. Poor Howard. All he wanted to do was sit in Denny's where it wasn't. He just wanted to escape the beautiful California weather and sit inside Denny's, man. So, yeah, this wasn't really an eventful story time. I just thought it was a really weird thing that happened, and I don't really have an explanation for it, but if this is your first time seeing my videos, please remember to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. If you actually like this video, please remember to like it by clicking the thumbs up. I have a couple other story times that I will link in the description if you want to check those out, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys! Mwah.